Hello YouTubers, welcome back to GQ Auto Diagnostics and Repair, where my job is to save you money. This morning I'm working on a 2011 Hyundai Elantra Touring GLS. It's a 4-cylinder automatic front-wheel drive. That it is overheating. It's a 2.0 engine, and the problem it is, after we pressurize the system, pump it, you can rent or borrow this for your auto parts store. You're gonna leave a deposit and they will give you your money back after you return it, which is pretty handy. I strongly recommend you using that. But sometimes if you don't have it, having a little bit of knowledge, it can help you a lot. So here, okay, let me adjust the camera. Right there, that's the water pump, right? So if you can see there in the video, it is like a stain there, okay? Like it's just the water color when you boil water is there. So after I pressurize the system, the water pump started leaking. So that's how I found my issue here. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna replace the water pump along with the timing belt, because we have to remove the timing belt to completely remove that water pump. So I'm gonna show you as much as I can so you guys can benefit of this repair. And like always, if you have an issue with your water pump or your timing belt, this is the best way, so you guys can confirm, double check, find the evidence, and you make your repair. Always find your evidence before you start spending your hard-working money, earning money. Anyhow, so before I continue, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps me a lot with YouTube algorithm. Like the video, leave your comments down below. Do you have a Hyundai? Do you like it? You don't like it? What are the things you like and what are the things that you dislike? So anyhow, so let's get into the repair. Right here, first thing what we're gonna do, we're gonna remove the timing cover right here. So that's gonna be a 10mm socket. In this case, I'm going to use my tool. This, okay, disclaimer, I'm not sponsored by anybody. No Milwaukee, it'll be nice, but no. This is my own tool. This is what I'm using to speed up my repair. I'm using a 10mm swivel. Again, I'm not getting a sponsor by Matco. Believe it or not, I have this type of swivels. That's the old style, obviously. That was back in 2000. I bought it in 2000. Amazing, Okay, so we got 2. We have another one here. We got 3. These 3, they are the same length. So you can just put it in a different place if you want to, so that way you don't mix them, or you can find it really quick. All right. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing. Look at that timing belt. Perfect timing here. Perfect timing to replace the timing belt. All right, so here, one of the things that you need to be careful when you're doing a timing belt, it is pay attention to the seal behind, the camshaft seal. If the seal it is leaking, replace it. If the valve cover is leaking, replace it, because all that oil is going to go down behind the timing belt. It's going to take a while, but it's going to find its way to the timing belt and it's going to damage it. So you don't want to do that, okay? So this camshaft seal is good. The valve cover is good. No need to replace. Now when we get to the bottom here, we are going to check the crankshaft seal. If that is good, we're going to leave it alone. We don't have to do anything in that area. All right, so next we need to loosen up the water pump bolts. They're full bolts, 10mm bolts. And let me double check before I tell you. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is a normal 10mm okay, socket. Now this one, I didn't have the right one, so I ended up shaving it. So as you can see, it's half of the size. This give me the perfect opening here. Let me see if I can get you here. To get here right through it, okay, right there, so I can get into the bolt and use a ratchet. Okay, give me enough. There you go. Broke it loose. That's one, two, three. Just loosen them up, break them loose. 10-4, nice, perfect. So now with this, do this before you remove this belt. Other way, you have to try to hold the pulley, and it can be sometimes a little bit time consuming, so you don't want to do that. Now here on this, for this, it's a 10mm bolt. This is a 12mm bolt, and on the bottom should be, the alternator should be a 14mm bolt. We have to loosen up those, so that way we can remove that belt. So here, you know what, I can use the same thing here. That's loose. Again, I'm gonna try to show you as much as I can so you guys can. Meter, I didn't have it with me here, so we're going to loosen them up so we can just remove the belt. Okay. Okay, that is loose. I'm gonna have to loosen more. We can remove this thing. Belt is good. It's done. Now you can probably just use a wrench just to spin those bolts to break them even more loose, so we can just remove the pulley, start taking things apart. So we got to take this. Okay. Perfect. Next thing that we're going to do here, we are going to remove a 12mm. See, 12, and here's a 12, I believe. Oh no, this is a 14. Right here, there are 3 bolts. Let me see. Let me place the camera. Gauge you the best angle, guys, but I'm afraid that I might throw my camera. I don't want to be afraid. Right, so we're gonna use a 12mm for now. Socket. Air ratchet. So we can break them loose. Oh man, not enough space. Happens. Okay, we gotta put something underneath so we can collect the water or whatever it is in it, because we don't want to create a big mess. Always collect antifreeze. Don't let it go into the sewer. Don't let it go into the ground. Pollutes. Be environmental responsible. This is long. Look at this. It's another pulley here on the back. Okay, perfect. Okay. Those two bolts are the same length. Just put them there. Now we're gonna use the ratchet to take the 14 on this one. Now we should be able to have the space. Okay, where did I put that socket? Found it. Right here. There. Now it should move. It's a shorty one. Now we're gonna use a ratchet to lose this thing more, so we can move it. Now we can push it down, because we don't need to actually remove the whole bracket to access this. All right, so next thing, we have to loosen up and remove that AC belt. Okay, so we are going to I'm gonna pause the video so I can just go underneath and start getting things ready for you. All right guys, so here on this vehicle, to access the bottom, okay, the pulleys, we have to remove that cover. That cover only have 3 bolts. It's a 10mm bolt, 1, 2, and 1 goes this way. It's very easy to remove, so I didn't bother showing that on the video. The next thing here is going to be a 14mm. This is a nut. This is the tensioner for the AC belt, and here's a 12mm, the bolt that you adjust that tensioner with. I mean, yes, you attach the tensioner there. Let me move it there. Hopefully you guys can see enough. I'm using a 14mm swivel, and I believe I over loosen it, but you know what, it's all right. 1, 2, the one obviously where the nut goes is marked. This one doesn't, so it goes like this. The smaller one gonna go on the front like this, okay. Obviously you can't put it backwards because this one doesn't fit. Okay, so that's that. Does it feel like loose here? I can feel a little bit of bumping, so we're gonna replace that thing, so that way we don't have any issues. This is the nut. Obviously the belt is already loose, so we are going to remove it. It's a good practice if you're gonna reuse the belts, put it in the same direction that you remove it. Okay, now I can read, if I'm from the top, I'm reading this, okay, I can read it, but this one is starting to show some signs of cracks, so we are going to replace it. Awesome. Now here, the crankshaft pulley, it is a 14mm, it's a 7/8. I don't know if you can see there, 7/8 socket. So we are going to remove that here. Again, I'm using my tools. If you don't have a tool like this, well, do what you can. Okay, don't. There it is. I believe this one has a key. It should not be an issue. Yeah, it has a key. This is loose, so you just gotta pull it. I can feel that it's moving. Okay, so I'm gonna pause the video so that way I can change my, you know what? Let's see if I can do it. There you go, it's coming. See, it's coming. So the key is all the way on the top on this one. Now, always a good practice to put this right on top of the what do you call it? The harmonic balance pulley. Now we're gonna remove the bolts here, the 10mm bolts. 1, 2. Also, this is the same length. Put it there. You should not have any issues with this. There's one more bolt here. I don't think I can actually put gun over there. I don't think so. Let me double check. Oh no. Alright, so the next thing we need to do here, I think it's a bolt here behind this bracket. So we are going to remove the engine mount, because also the engine mount is not good. Before we do that, put our tools away, and we must support the engine. Sorry for the noise, but I'm looking here to support the engine. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video. Alright, the engine is supported underneath. Now here, the engine mount, this part of the engine mount is touching the bottom here, okay? So I'm gonna loosen them up, lower the jack. You can see how that's touching. Also, the customer was complaining that the vehicle had a vibration. Okay, so all that engine mount is not good. That's why the vibration is like this. It's now more, it's metal to metal per se. Now here, you can see I'm supporting the engine. I put a little piece of wood so I can just don't put too much pressure on the oil pan and create an issue. Okay, so let's get into the removing of this part. Okay, here. I believe this is 17 millimeter. I want to find out. 17. And that's a 10mm. One, two, three, four. It's a bolt. Okay, this goes up. Zero at the time. Leave that one there. This is 14, so we're going to remove that one. All three are the same length. This thing's gonna go away. See? It's already deteriorated. Replace this thing. Now, you know what? We're gonna remove this bracket. Let's get it out of the way. You can put it there if you want to. So it's underneath. Here we have, where is it? Oh, so this should be what, 14? Oh, perfect. Nice. Put that one there. Now we should have, I think, plenty of room to remove the cover. This cover. I'm gonna use extension and my really short bolt, socket, the custom made. There you go, it's loose. Obviously, it's a tight place to be working here, so be careful because you don't want, oh my goodness, hold on. For some reason now I always forget that I have this. There's another one here. This should be the last one. Done. They all are the same length, so we don't have to worry about it. Here it's a little bit tight, but it can be done. I'm gonna have to go underneath so I can. Oh, never mind. Okay, the next thing, we gotta set up the timing. Then we should be able to remove the belt. Then we can just remove the water pump. 7/8 socket. Then we install the bolt underneath. Way to turn the crankshaft. Oh, I see. Oh, I tight bolt. That way I can put this thing back where it needs to be. Okay. Right here you have the word up. You have a hole there, and in the back you're gonna have a groove. Okay, you're gonna have a groove. That hole have to line up with the groove. This and this have to be online with the cylinder head, the base of the head right there. Okay, that's the alignment right there. So let me move it so you guys can see the groove. There you go. It's painted. I'm gonna put that one there. Okay, right there. And here on the bottom, where is my flashlight? Here on the bottom, it's a mark right there with a white, and it's a notch on the back. It's hard to see right now, but it is there. Those two are aligned. Hopefully you guys can see it. Alright, so that is our timing. Those are timing marks right there. Next, we have a 12mm bolt, so we need to remove so we can loose up the tensioner. Okay, there it is. Here we adjust tension. There you go. Here's your tensioner. There's the bolt. Keep them together for now. Starts to make a little bit of noise, but still good. I mean, it's not good. We're gonna replace it regardless. But now we have to remove this. You can see it. No good. No good. All right. So lastly, here we need to remove the idle pulley here. It's a 14mm, so we can remove the other two 12mm, and that should give us access to remove that water pump. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see. I use this one, the short one. Again, I'm trying to make this video as short as possible, but again, you know, sometimes, yeah, this one definitely no good. You can hear it. Now we got 2 more bolts, I think, and that will be it to remove this water pump. Well, if you're still here, keep watching this video. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for staying with me on this repair. Hopefully you guys are learning a lot, and I am able to earn a like from you guys. That'd be awesome. Like, leave your comments down below, and I will get to you as soon as I can possibly can. The short bolt goes on the top of the 2 that I just removed. Let's see, there's another one here. Nope, it's not another one. I don't think so. Oh yeah, it's one more. Looks like it's a 12 again. There you go, 2 longs. Huh. Look at it. Yeah. Okay, no more. We got this too. This bolts. Yes, got some guides there, so had to wiggle it, boom, pop loose. So now here you can see how that was leaking. All right, so this is how you remove the water pump on a 2011 Hyundai Elantra with a 2-liter engine, 4-cylinder automatic, front-wheel drive. And now here, always remember to clean up the old water pump gasket, so that way you can just, when you install the new gasket, it's gonna seal right, and you're not gonna have any issue. Alright, so I'm gonna start the video right here, guys. I hope you like the video. Leave your comments down below, and I will do my best to reply to you. And as you can see here, removing the old gasket. So anyhow, just put everything in reverse order, so that way you can get everything back working. Okay, excellent. So all right guys, so this is the parts that I'm going to be using for this repair. Again, quick disclaimer, I am not sponsored by Duralast. Okay, I am not. This is the parts that I'm using. In many of the videos when I don't show the parts, even sometimes actually when I show the parts and the part number, people are still asking me, hey, what's the part number? Telling me that you guys didn't watch the video. Okay, no, all the way through. Anyhow, so showing the parts so that way you know what I'm using, and if you have the same vehicle, now you know what part you should get. Okay, so this is the engine mount right here. All right, so this is the part that I'm using. This is the whole part right here, so we can notice the difference and you guys can understand why vehicles shake. Okay, so you can see the gap. It's pretty new right there. Look at that one. It's none. Okay, we're gonna put them side to side right there. Look at that difference. Okay, right there we found the evidence, so we can tell the customer, yes, part of the vibration is because this engine mount is not good. You can see it right there, so you don't have to worry about it, and you don't have to, you know, do anything. Even if this one doesn't come off, but you can see how collapsed this one it is. Anyhow, I guess you guys get my point. We're gonna use this one. Now this is timing belt kit with the water pump. Again, it's always a good practice to replace the water pump when you're doing a timing belt, because the amount of work that is involved with it. Okay, so just in my opinion, but everybody have to do whatever they need to do. I understand that. Okay, so we can put this inside the glove box, so that way. Some people put it on the engine compartment. I don't like that, because personally, when people take the vehicle to a car wash and power wash the engine, that can get you know, erase all the information. So anyhow, so here we have the new Idle Pulley. Nice and new, shiny. This is our tensioner. This one looks different than the other one. But anyhow, as long as the dimension, the diameter, they're the same, we should be good to go. Okay, now the timing belt. I feel like I'm making a video of actually I am about the opening the package. This one doesn't come with the marks. Sometimes some vehicles come with the marks on timing belts to make stuff easier for the installation, but this one doesn't. Okay, one thing that I want you guys to be careful here is your water pump gasket. Okay, someone like this, they can be hard, I don't know, material, and it can break really easy, and it can leak through there. Okay, so be careful. On this one we don't need them, so we're gonna put that to the side. A good practice when you're cleaning your water pump and the base on the engine block, while you're doing that, make sure you take the time and put a little silicone here, and let your gasket the silicone to dry a little, so that way when it's time to install the water pump, the gasket is not going to be moving so much and make it very difficult for you to keep it in place. Yes, it's a good, it's an advice. You do it any way you want. It's a little bit. Personally, also I recommend if you even if you're working for yourself and doing this for your own vehicle, don't use red silicone, don't use blue silicone. They look so cheap, the job, but when you're done, it looks cheap. Okay, some people put a bunch of it in it, and if you work, let's say you're working as a technician and doing a job for your customer, when the customer opens the hood, one of the first things to see is that color popping. They're like, wow, to me always look cheap, and that is not a good thing. Okay, you either use, I personally use either black silicone or gray silicone, the one I'm using right here. That is my own personal preference, but again, you know, I just use what you can. But if you want your job to look good, use gray or black. It looks good, at least to me. Other way, it just look cheap. All right, so I cleaned that area really good. So hopefully I can place the camera in a position that you guys can see it, and my GoPro doesn't get damaged or something. At this moment, that's what I would like to have a helper. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Because this one has guys, so we are going to put this one here. There. There. Done. Okay, so we say 3-bolt the last 3 if you saw the video prior. This is the short one, these 2 are the same length. Okay, so 2 long and 1 short one. The short one goes on the top. That's how I remove it. So let's put this thing here. That here we are going to tie it. There you go. Got nice and flush against it. Right now we're just taking our time controlling the trigger. That's great. So that way we sit in the pump evenly. Perfect. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get a ratchet and want to tighten those by hand. And last, we're gonna put this through after everything is done, because it's where you bracket goes. Okay, so I got a 12 here. Got the ratchet. so I'm gonna pause the video here and I'm gonna set everything up because I don't want this video to become super long for you guys. Some of you guys get very, very impatient with me when I have videos more than 10 minutes. This one it is already. All right, so the belt is in. I put the idle first pulley on the bottom. It's a 14 millimeter bolt. So I installed the belt and I put it on the crankshaft first. Then I brought it up and I installed it. You have plenty of room to install the belt. Now this one doesn't move. Usually doesn't move. It stays there. The only one that you want to adjust here on the bottom when you put the belt tool, that little mark is already a little bit to the left, counterclockwise. So now you grab a wrench, you slightly turn it. Those two marks gonna line up, and the belt is gonna take the slack out of it. Okay, right there is tension. Okay. Lastly, we're gonna add the other belt with that tensioner. This tensioner is mechanical. The other one was automatic for some reason. They got like a spring loaded. So for whatever reason, I guess cost was the factor, I guess. But diameter, the width of this is the same. You know, I'm gonna snug this. See if I have enough bolt to do this. Nope. I think the tensioner is different. I mean, it is different, but it's something's up with it. Okay, I'm gonna have to call and find out why this tensioner is not tightened down. The bolt is too long. So I will pause the video. All right, guys. So I was wrong. The part that it came with the new tensioner, with the new timing belt kit and water pump, that was wrong. That tensioner was wrong. For some reason was there. And again, if you didn't saw me opening that package, you probably won't believe me. It's not the first time that happened, but totally I thought that they changed the design. And I'm glad I was wrong, because obviously I was wrong. Always double check your work, double check the part if it look different. So I call them to send a different one, and like, yep. So now this is gonna latch around here. It's a place where this is gonna go in, and it's gonna tension, it's gonna tight automatically. Let's find out where it is. There it is. All right, I gotta put my head here, so I don't want to block the view. All right, guys. Okay, so this guy is gonna go right here on a frizz plug, on a hole of a frizz plug goes. It's gonna lash on that body, the hole, and you have to turn this part by hand. So get in the off center as close as you can towards the belt. Okay, see here the hole moves away, so you want this close as possible so you can put the bolt on. All right, so take your time, be patient, so that way you don't cross thread the bolt or the thread. Keep this snug. Okay, let's move a little bit here on me. I'm gonna loosen them up a little. There you go. One in. Okay. Alright, so this is right there in position. Now what we need to do, we need to remove this pin. So now we're gonna loosen them up a little bit, and we have to this have an arrow here pointing kind of clockwise. We have to turn it, and we can use an Allen wrench here because I'm gonna show you in a second. Gonna go here, so then okay. So we want this little guide, that little point right between this opening, so that way it should be the right tension. So next we got to turn the crankshaft. When we turn that crankshaft, you should be able to see where with the belt, with the engine rotating, where this little point is gonna get on that part. Gotta go a little at a time. Okay, just getting weight from it. Okay. I think we went too far. I think I went too far. Huh. There you go. A little bit snug. Extension here. Alright guys, so now the tensioner is installed, but I gotta show you something really quick here. Okay, so right here, this is obviously the cylinder head, this is the camshaft sprocket, and we have two freeze blocks, okay, on the head. So the tensioner is going to be on the bottom one, okay, on the bottom one. So that way you have enough room to do to adjust accordingly. As you can see here, that little arrow here is going to be, it has to be adjusted and it stay within the opening, that groove. Okay. When you adjust this, okay, that pointy area, this pointy, it should have stayed between this gap right here. Okay, that's your adjustment. So there's the error. You adjust it kind of clockwise. Okay, don't go clockwise because that will damage the tensioner. Your spring loaded action here could get damaged, like here, see? So you don't want to do that. So when I rotate, this one is not quite there on the center sometimes. So I need to loose this one just a little bit so I can just rotate the tensioner a little more. And right there should be enough to put it there. So I'm gonna rotate the engine several revolutions, and every time it should come back right there. So far it's doing it right in the center. Okay, after you get that done, you tie this enough, rotate it along your marks, and make sure all your marks check correctly. and right there, that's it. Everything else, you just put everything back and put coolant and test it. All right, guys, I'm gonna start the video right here. Everything else, I believe you guys can do by yourself. Anyhow, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, and thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. God bless. Do your best. Forget the rest. Have a great day. Later.